Hello everyone, welcome to Savs. Today we are going to be talking about Aimlabs and how to transfer your Aimlabs aim to Valorant. So we hope you enjoy, but before we start, make sure to join the Savs Coaching Discord server for free VOD reviews, free live VOD reviews, and ask any questions and other things to help you improve at Valorant. So we hope to see you there, and make sure to go to the description to find the link to the server or the pinned comment. Thank you. All right, so let's jump right into it. So you may have heard before the myth that Aimlabs doesn't work and that you should just focus on playing Valorant and Deathmatch and all that stuff, which is great. Deathmatch is great. But saying Aimlabs doesn't work is not true. It's just the way that you're using it may be incorrect for you. So today I'm going to teach you how to use it effectively for you. That way we can perfect your aim. So you've all heard the stories, or you may have experienced it yourself, where you just load up Aimlabs, play some grid shot, and maybe one or two other fast-paced, easy scenarios. And then about 2-3 days later, you just give up because you're not seeing any progress. But you're missing the two key fundamentals while using Aimlabs, which is one, working on your weakness. You're not going to learn anything by spamming really easy scenarios that aren't going to teach you and build your skills. And number two, being that you're just not consistently using it. Imagine you're going to the gym like once every 2-3 weeks. You're not going to build any muscle. You're not going to build any strength if you're not doing it consistently. The same applies to aim training. So make sure to stick to it. 15-30 minutes, 3-4 times a week can be absolutely phenomenal for improving your aim. Now let's focus on learning about your weakness. What does that mean? Well, for starters, let's use an example from myself. When I first started aim training, I found out that my absolute greatest strength was actually tracking. So I really just went heavy on just a bunch of different tracking scenarios instead of actually focusing on my weakness, which is actually clicking, and more specifically dynamic clicking was my struggles. But instead I got wrapped up in getting the top tracking scores, and it wasn't teaching me anything because it was easy for me. I was already in the top hundreds of some scenarios, and that wasn't really necessary for me and didn't transfer over when I played Valorant. But how did I find my weakness? Well, it's very, very simple. All I did was went to the Voltaic benchmark website. I went through all the tasks. It didn't take too long. And what it ends up showing you is what you're best at and what you're weakest at. I realized that I was weakest on these two scenarios here, those being Angle Shot Micro Valorant and Skyclick Multi Valorant. And those are the ones that I make sure to focus on every single day because I know that they're my weakness. So make sure to try out all those scenarios to find out what your weakness is so that you can isolate it and focus on it. So we talked about the Aimlabs side of aiming, but now let's talk about the Valorant side. So an important reason that might be hindering your aim right now is that your passive aim in Valorant is actually really weak. But what does that mean? Passive aim is things that are actually outside of just raw aim. For example, things like your crosshair placement, your positioning. Do you crouch too much in your gunfights? Specific things that are in Valorant that are outside of just being able to move your mouse on a target. But how do we improve this? Well, for starters, we have to actually find out what our weakness is, and we can find that through just by playing deathmatch and just seeing what went wrong in your gameplay. And you can just think about it after you die. Or if you can't really understand it in the moment, you can always just record it and then VOD review it after and see what kind of mistakes you made during your gunfights. Now another example from me. I noticed that during my games and during my deathmatches that I can't hold people at all with my crosshair placement. It's always off, and that's a big struggle for me. So I know that I need to actually just focus on that during my death matches, and I need to maybe I need to go into custom games and just experiment with different ways of holding things. A cool trick that I found is actually using a Yoru clone to find out where head level is on different angles. But that's just crosshair placement. There's many other things that you can correct, like crouching and positioning. So just find out what it is, maybe do some research on it and how to improve it in order to find out and fix your issues with your passive aim. Fixing those weaknesses can help build a stronger foundation in your aim and in your gunfights. So that's it. Make sure to stay consistent in your aim training. Make sure to focus on your weakness in your aim training and find out what your issue is with your passive aim. And then find out how to actually fix that. And maybe build a routine around it. And that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to join the Savs Discord server for free VOD reviews, free live VOD reviews, and ask any questions that you may want answering to. And also, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And that's about it. Thank you for watching and have a great day.